Boom, baby. There it is. And I'd rather not gain something great because I'm afraid of losing a little bit of what I know. I think life pretty much works like that. Much of our experience is fear-based. Look at that. Much of our experiences are fear-based. We're afraid of losing a little bit. Even though we could earn and gain much more, we're afraid of losing a little bit. You know. This certainly happened to me when I started selling my artwork in different platforms at different price points that were not gallery price points. I was so afraid. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose so much. I'm gonna lose. But really, it was a little bit. But I was so afraid of losing a little bit. Right? That little bit. I was so afraid. I was so apprehensive about losing a little bit. And I had no idea that if I was just willing to lose that, there was so much more on the other side. Like, not 100 times more, 1,000 times more on the other side. Right? It's just ridiculous amounts of opportunities and pay and but I was so afraid of losing. You know, I can't lose my little painting that I know I can get much more in a gallery. Why am I going to lose it on eBay, or why am I going to lose it on Etsy for a less price, you know, or whatever, or we're so afraid of losing. And I'm beginning to understand. It's not too late. I'm only 37. I'm beginning to understand that the secret to having is giving. I'm beginning to understand that. My mother told me that her entire life, and I didn't listen. And I think it was in my time, or I think I was just an asshole, but I didn't listen. You know? Who knows what it was? What I do know is that I didn't listen then, right? But I'm starting to understand, to truly understand that all those times that she sat me there and talked to me in the kitchen table late at night, because I used to come home very drunk sometimes, late at night, and she used to tell me the secret of life is giving. The secret of life is giving. I used to be a musician, so I was always late at night, you know, that type of lifestyle. And she used to tell me, Jose, the secret to life is giving. If you want to be good at anything, if you want to receive, give. And I remember thinking that, well, that sounds great on paper, but that's not. And then she's like, no. I remember she used to get upset. She's like, you need to listen to me about this before I go. She was ready. She was ready to go. She was dying, right? She had she could feel it. At the time, we didn't know it, but she could feel it. She had a brain tumor, and she passed away from cancer, and of course, right, brain tumor, but I remember her being very adamant. She was like, you need to listen to what I have to tell you. It was almost like she felt like her time was coming up and she needed to give me this information. And she said, the secret to life is giving. You want love? Give love. You want attention? Give attention. You want money? And you don't have any to give? Give yourself. It's the same thing. Give of yourself. Give what you have. What do you have? You have your knowledge, you have yourself, you have your time, you have your effort. Give that. But give it fully. And I was like, that sounds great on paper. That is not the way the world works. I was so sure of the way the world worked. I was so positive that I understood the way the world actually worked, that I told my mother, you are sounding muy loca, woman. That is not the way the world works. I was trying to tell a woman that had lived a very difficult life, how the world worked. Her dad did okay. Her dad did well. Her dad was a famous rancher in a part in the region in Mexico. He did well. He was a business guy, and I think she learned that from him. But she also learned from the mistakes, in her life along the way. And so she used to tell me all the time, if you don't learn how to give, you will never receive. And I was like, well, what about these people? What about those people that were bad and blah, blah, blah? And she used to say, I don't know those people that are bad, but they're giving something. The world doesn't listen to whether you're good or bad. The world responds to whether you're giving that which you're asking to receive. It doesn't listen. And this was pre that movie. What was that movie called? The Secret. This was pre-Secret. This is just an older woman's knowledge, right? I'm one of 10, and I happen to be the youngest one. So she had her share of difficulties in life. And I remember, again, I remember just being like, I don't think you have a clue of what you're talking about, Mom. I think you're making this up. I think you're tired. Go to sleep. And I'm remembering this right now because I feel like it makes so much sense now, right? But now I'm 37 years old. It makes so much sense. If you want to receive, you must absolutely give. You give everything you got, with everything. At work, we go to work and we're so pissed off. I remember going to work, to my jobs or whatever, go so pissed off. Oh my God, my boss is always taking from me. My boss is always taking from me. He wants me to do everything for free, and on and on and on. Just a negative attitude towards. Don't get me wrong. I've always enjoyed working hard, but not with that passion of giving everything that I have. Not just pride in work itself, in the action of work, but in the pride of I am a person that gives, and I will not resent if no one gives back, because I want to give. I didn't come from that space, and of course many of us are burned because we give in certain places of our life in certain times, and then we get upset because we're like, well, I never got anything back. But I'm beginning to understand that is not truly giving. If you're giving hoping to receive, you're not really giving. And also another thing that I've come to understand is the amounts in which you need to give are underestimated. So when we say I want to give, we say, yeah, I'm going to give. I'm going to be nice to this person or this or that, and I always give and I always give. I think our amounts are underestimated. When my mother was telling me to give, she was talking about giving with everything you got, not some bullshit. I'm going to be nice to this person, or I go to church on the weekends, or I smile when people smile back at me. But give with everything, every ounce of yourself, and then start experiencing the miracle. And I've experienced that in certain areas of my life, but it's not until recently that I really started thinking about that and realizing that that woman gave me a gift. She gave me a gift. She was trying to give me a gift before she was gone. Before her time was up. And the gift she was trying to give me is the golden rule, right? Do unto others, right? Do unto others. It's the golden rule. But I think we underestimate the amount of giving it takes. I don't think a flower blooms and says, just bullshitting you, you know. It just opens up a little bit, just bullshitting you. I'm not really going to bloom, you know. Or the sun comes out, you know, I don't know, doesn't even come out, just a little light. And I was like, just kidding, guys. I got all of this power, right? I'm the fucking sun, but I'm only going to just sprinkle a little light. I'm just playing, guys. I'm not really going to give. No, the sun gives. If you want to see God, look at the sun, right? It gives all around. It doesn't give bullshit, right? And it doesn't withhold. It gives all around. It's like fully giving. Every time I want to see God, people say, oh my God, you